There's always someone for everyone. You are not for everyone. You are not for everyone, but there is, in fact, someone for everyone. Okay, so unleash your expertise. And then the third thing is numbers. Know your numbers. Know your numbers so that way you're not hoping and wishing and praying that you're generating the income that you're wanting to generate for your business. Okay, you can have consistent revenue, consistent growth. Welcome back. My name is Charyse Williams. For those of you who don't know me, I am a former ICU nurse turned holistic health coach and the go-to business coach for female clinicians to create, launch, and scale a six-figure online coaching business without sacrificing their health, without sacrificing their family, and without sacrificing their freedom or fun. The reason why I say there's a very distinct reason why I said fun, because today what I want to share with you, and guys, I have my notes here so I stay on track, but what I want to share with you today is a 3-step process to making more while working less. How many of you want to know that? How many of you want to know my 3-step process to making more and working less? Yes? All right, let's jump into it. And in fact, it is an acronym. And the acronym is FUN, F-U-N, because that is actually one of my core values. And if I am not having fun, I'm out. Like, seriously. So everything I do, I always infuse fun into it because that's important to me. So that being said, F, what does the F stand for? So here's the thing. Again, simple process, 3-step process. F, you want to get a focal point. You want to have a focal point. All right. You want to get focused. You want to streamline what you are doing. This is not the time for shiny object syndrome. I know how it is. It's like, oh, I'll do this. Oh, I'll do this. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. And you're all over the place. And guess what? You're not making any progress in your business at all. And in fact, you feel like you are working all the time because you probably are, because you're doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Because let's face it, there are lots of things that can be done. But here's the thing. There's only one thing that you really, really want to focus on in order for it to affect your bottom line and in order for you to be able to make more while working less. Okay. And so that one thing you want to focus on, you want to have your focal point on building relationships with people who need your help. That's it. Building relationships with people who need your help. Notice I did not say building relationships with all people. No. Building relationships with people who need your help. Now, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, I help everybody, or I can help everyone. Yes, as nurses, that is true. We have been trained to help everyone. We know that. But I want to share a little something with you, and I'm actually going to share it with you when we get to the U part of fun. So right now we're going to stick on F. All right, so building relationships with people who need your help. So what I want you to do immediately is stop doing anything that does not lead you to building conversations and connection. That's it. I want you to stop anything that is not leading you to building conversation or to create conversations and you building connection with people. Okay? Everything else, optional. That, not optional. Focal point. That is your number one focal point. I want you to get laser focused on that. Okay? Second thing, you, because we're going with fun, right? So F is focal point. The U is, you guys, unleash your expertise. You do not want to be the best kept secret in your industry. You don't. You don't want to be the best kept secret. You are freaking brilliant. I say it all the time because I know it to be true. You are freaking brilliant. You have skills, experience, ideas. You have all of this stuff. And guess what? You're keeping it under wraps. No more. No longer. No longer will you do that, right? I just want you to put up your right hand and say, okay, Charyse, say I, insert your name, will no longer be my industry's best kept secret. Did you say it? I hope you said it. All right. And so it's time for you to claim your spot as the go-to expert in your field, in your arena. Okay. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, how can I be the go-to expert? There's already, a whole bunch of holistic health coaches, a whole bunch of holistic nurse coaches. And yeah, remember, write this down. No one can do what you can do the way you can do it. No one can do what you can do the way you can do it. And it's so funny how sometimes we put that limitation on ourselves. But I want you to think about this for a second. If you watch TV, I don't really watch TV. However, if I do watch TV, I guarantee you, especially during the daytime, I cannot count how many commercials I'm going to see about attorneys. Adler, what is it? The tough, smart lawyer, whatever the case may be. Probably in a 4-hour period, particularly during the day, you will come across at least 4, 5, 6 commercials for 6 different lawyers. Okay? Think about this. Well, I'll just leave it there. You get my point. So you don't see attorneys saying, well, there's somebody else, there's already someone practicing product liability or medical malpractice or criminal or whatever. What is the when you get in a car accident? I can't even think of what it's called. But you don't see any attorneys like, I'm not going to go in that area. There's Jim Adler, this tough, smart lawyer, is already doing that. And so remember, no one can do what you can do the way you can do it. Unleash your expertise. It's time. Wouldn't you say? It's time. It's time. Okay. And so here's the thing. Stop creating content, right? I'm talking about unleashing your expertise. And how does that come across online? It's through the things that you're posting. It's through your lives. It's through your stories. It's through your actual content on your, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are posting, but unleash your expertise and allow that to come through and stop creating content for everybody. Did you hear me? Stop creating content for everybody. And this is what I was alluding to with my first point when I was talking about F. Yes, as nurses, yes, as clinicians, we have been trained to help everyone. Okay. Can we help everyone? Absolutely. In your business, you want to focus on who it is. You want to focus on creating content for your ideal client. Creating content that's speaking to your ideal client, not everyone, because remember this, write this down. When you talk to everyone, you're talking to no one. No one even knows. No one even sees you as the connection or as the answer to their issue because it's too general. I'll give you a prime example. So I don't particularly love helping people in my holistic health business with thyroid issues. Not really my thing. Can I? Yes. Do I have the education, the tools, the knowledge to help? Yes. Does that bring me joy in my business? No. It actually kind of sucks the life out of me, to be quite honest. However, you give me someone with hypertension, you give me someone with type 2 diabetes, I am all over. That brings me so much joy to help them to help them reverse those disease processes and get off of meds. Oh, I'm on cloud 9. I love it. That just totally lights me up. You can probably even feel it in my energy. It's exciting to me. I love it. And so for that reason, that is the area. Those are my ideal clients. People who are diabetic, type 2 diabetes, and people who have who are hypertensive and who are on meds, who want to reverse the disease process and get off of meds. Send them my way. That's me all day, every day. Okay. Again, that's not to say I can't help other people. My ideal client, the content that I create for my ideal client, it's for those who have type 2 diabetes and hypertension. Okay. Now, even with my business coaching, okay, because I still have holistic health clients. Even with my business coaching, can I help clinicians? Any clinician start a business? Absolutely. I've been in the business arena for 18 years, actually over 18 years. I have built multiple six-figure businesses. Okay. I've built several multi six-figure businesses. Okay. In different arenas. It's what I know. It's what I do. I've done it for 18 years. My joy is helping clinicians, particularly female clinicians, to be quite honest. My joy is to help female clinicians create, launch, and scale holistic health businesses. That lights me up like nobody's business. Oh my gosh, on cloud 9. Okay. So can you see how it's important to identify who your ideal client is so that when you're creating content, you're speaking directly to them. Okay. Alrighty. In fun, right? Focal point, unleash your expertise. The N is numbers. You've got to know your numbers. You have got to know your numbers. It is your business as a business owner to know your numbers, okay? Whether you are brand new in business or whether you have been in business for a while, what is absolutely required is that you know your numbers. You got to have some metrics. You got to have some data, okay? And so when you're looking at, because these are 3 steps to making more and to making more and working less. When you're looking at what amount of revenue do you want to create, do you want to have consistently month after month? Okay, that's important for you to know. If you're just winging it, stop it. What is the amount of revenue that you want to create in your business on a monthly basis? Yes, absolutely. How many clients do you need to enroll per month to hit that revenue goal? These are the numbers that you need to know, okay? And then how many events or phone calls or conversations do you need to have in order to generate the number of clients that's required for you to hit the revenue goal for your business that month and every month for that matter, okay? And so I'll give you some examples because it's reverse engineering it, right? I love to reverse engineer. So if I know that my company goal is to add 4 new people, to enroll 4 new people into my program, my business coaching program or my holistic health coaching programs, either way. If my goal is 4, guess what? Because I know my numbers, I can reverse engineer what needs to occur, the activity level of the activities that need to occur this month so that I'm not hoping and wishing and praying like, I hope it comes out okay this month. I hope I make money this month. No. Know your numbers. Remember this, businesses make money, hobbies cost money, okay? So you want to make sure that you are profitable ASAP. And it's not a wish and a hope and a prayer, and it doesn't have to take forever. You just have to know your numbers and do the right activity, okay? So let's go back to this reverse engineering. If my goal is 4, I know my numbers is 1 out of 5 conversations that I have, 1 out of 5 enrollment conversations that I have. So if I have 5 conversations, it'll lead to 1 new client enrolled in my program. Okay, so what does that mean? If the goal is to have 5 conversations for 1 client, if my goal is 4 clients, that means I need to have I need to have 20 conversations, right? The goal is 4 clients. 4 times 5 is 20. All right, so 20 conversations, 20 phone calls, whatever the case may be. Now, you guys know how much I love. One of my joys is to have very intimate conversations, if you will, very intimate educational webinars, masterclasses. That is my jam. That's one of the ways that I teach my clients as well, because it's very familiar. And I'll share with you why. It's very familiar, particularly us as nurses, as clinicians. What do we love to do? Teach. We love to share our knowledge. We love to help. How do we help? We help through teaching. We help through educating, right? And so it's very natural, very easy. Now, here's the thing. You don't just hop on a webinar and start teaching stuff. There's a systematic way in which you want to design your webinar or masterclass so that it leads to high conversions. Okay, so let's not just say, okay, I'm just going to start teaching stuff. No, there's definitely a systematic approach to how you want to design it. But again, if my goal is 4, I need to have, and my numbers is 1 out of 5. That means I know I need to have 20 conversations. If I need to have 20 conversations, that means, again, reverse engineering it, I need to have 40 people. Again, these are my numbers. I want you to understand your numbers. And if you don't have numbers yet, it's okay. Guess what you do? You run the drill, you get the data. You run the drills, you get the data. You run the drills, you get the data. What does the drills look like? Whatever your conversion event is, let's say, for instance, it's a webinar, it's a class, whatever the case may be, run it, get data, run it again, get the data, run it again, get the data. That way you're not just relying on emotion. Like, I suck, my business isn't growing. Emotion. It helps to take the emotion out of it and just look at the raw data. And then you can make decisions based on that data, not based on emotion. Make sense? A lot of times we get all in our head and we're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Sometimes I'll ask, I'll say, well, how many events did you have this month? None. Okay. How many conversations did you have? How many enrollment conversations did you have? One, and nobody signed. Okay, well, we need more data, don't we? If your numbers are 1 out of 5 and you had one conversation, you didn't fail. You don't suck. It's not that nobody wants to work with you. It's not that your program sucks. It's not that no one believes in you. You haven't had enough conversations. You had one, and you need to have 5. And again, this is just giving you an example. Okay, maybe your numbers are 10, 1 out of 10. Guess what? Whatever the number is, then work the numbers, run the drills, have 10 conversations so that you can convert one of those people from that conversation into a client. Okay. Moral of the story is know your numbers. All right. So if my goal is to have 20 conversations, I know that I need to have 40 people attend my event, whatever the event is, whether it's a webinar, a masterclass, whatever the case may be. Through the course of the month, I need to have 40 people in my space, in my ecosystem, in my experience, learning from me. Okay. And one more step. If the goal is to have 40 people on the webinar, or whatever the case may be, then I know that I need to have at least 80 to 100 registered. That's how you reverse engineer. Okay, 80 to 100. So let's just go with 80. Okay, so I'm going to bring you forward now. We reverse engineer it. Let's bring it forward. 80 people registered. You'll get about a 50% attendance rate. If you get higher than that, fabulous. If you get lower than that, then we know we need to look at the communication between the time that they registered and then the time that they attended. Okay, so 80 people registered, 40 people attend, 20 people, half of that book calls, enrollment conversations, enrollment calls. If we're seeing that that's not the numbers, if we're having less of a conversion, so not at least 50%, then we know that your call to action probably needs to be worked on. We know that we need to shore some things up there. Okay, so 40 people in attendance, 20 people book a call. Yeah, those 20 people, 40 in attendance, 20 book a call. 1 out of 5 end up holding their call. Guess what? That leaves me with 4 clients, which was the goal. Right? So reverse engineer it so that way you know the numbers that you need to be hitting, the metrics that you need to be hitting in order for you to not luck upon the revenue that you're wanting to create for your business for the month, but that you're sure to hit the revenue for your business for the month. I know that if I enroll 4 clients, that's $100,000 that I've generated, that I've brought into my business that particular month. Okay? 100,000 in sales that I've generated for my business that particular month. I don't have to hope and wish and pray. You just need to work the numbers. All right. So recap: fun, focal point. Your number one focal point. All the things that can be done. Your number one focal point is making sure that you are concentrating on only things that are leading to conversations and connection. Second thing, unleash your expertise and claim your spot as the go-to expert in your field. Okay. And only create content that speaks to your ideal client. And here's something I hear all the time. But what about everyone else? If I'm just focusing on people with, diabetes and hypertension, well, who's going to help everyone else? Remember, there is someone for everyone else. Guess what? I don't particularly, as I mentioned, I don't particularly care for thyroid issues, but I have a friend who that is her jam. So guess what? Anyone that happens to come to me and they have thyroid issues, and that's specifically what they wanted to work on, I send them their way because I know she knows her stuff. She's going to take great care of them, and she will help them reverse their thyroid issue. Done. There's always someone for everyone. You are not for everyone. You are not for everyone, but there is, in fact, someone for everyone. Okay, so unleash your expertise. And then the third thing is numbers. Know your numbers. Know your numbers so that way you're not hoping and wishing and praying that you're generating the income that you're wanting to generate for your business. Okay, you can have consistent revenue, consistent growth. That is the 3-step process to to making more, working less. Let's say that again. That is the 3-step process to making more and working less. All right. Okay. So what I wanted you guys to know, I'm always looking for feedback. What I would love for you to share with me is, what is the one out of maybe it's all 3. If you know it's all three, you can just say, okay, you know what, I need to work on all three. But if it's one, maybe it's the focal point. Maybe it's the unleash. Like, will you set yourself free and let people know what you're here to do, who you're here to help? Otherwise, they don't know. Don't be the best kept secret in your industry. Okay? Don't be the best kept secret. All right. So is it that you need to get laser focused? Is it that you need to unleash and unleash your expertise? Or is it that you need to know your numbers? Either way is fine. But the important thing is that you identify it, because now, once it's identified, you can start working on that. Okay. And again, this is true for whether you are brand new in business or whether you are at 6 figures or multi 6 figures. It's a foundational principle, foundational business principle. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. It's foundational principle. Okay. All righty, you guys. I cannot wait to see you next time for Thought Leader Thursday. See ya.